This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, police recover 2 bodies in search for missing divers in the Catlins. 2 funerals in Wanaka at the weekend highlight what the country's conservation effort has lost. And an Invercargill mortician is being thanked for many years of service. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Police searching for a pair of South Otago power divers have recovered 2 bodies. The pair are 23 and 51-year-old from Balclutha, who aren't related, failed to return on Saturday night from a trip to the Catlins, prompting a major search and rescue operation.
Search coordinators wrapping up their operation in the Catlins today. Their search for a pair of South Otago power divers now over after the discovery of 2 bodies.
Today around 7:30 the Police National Dive Squad were briefed and deployed at Purakanui Bay, the area of most interest for the missing divers. A short time later they recovered a body, I believe in the immediate area, and a second body has now been recovered.
While formal identification hasn't yet taken place, it's believed the bodies are those of the 2 Balclutha men reported overdue from their diving trip on Saturday night. The men were snorkelling for power on shallow reefs to the south of Purakanui Bay. Searchers believe the pair's bodies were found not far from where they went into the water.
This becomes a coroner case, and we've got to work through the process of a positive ID to make sure that's the people that we're looking for.
He says it's too early to speculate on what happened, and the deaths have been referred to the coroner. In the Catlins, the South Today.
Queenstown's Mayor says further development along Ladies Mile is improbable unless the New Zealand Transport Agency can find a solution to increasing traffic congestion. Roadworks at the notorious Tucker Beach Road intersection have exacerbated existing traffic woes along State Highway 6, with reduced speed limits likely to be in place until at least the end of January. The speed limit in the vicinity of the roadworks was initially lowered from 80 to 60 kilometres per hour. That's now been reduced to 30. There has since been an increase in congestion, particularly for those trying to get onto the highway from Lake Hayes Estate and Shotover Country. Queenstown Mayor Jim Bolt says he's asked NZTA to look into what can be done to smooth traffic as it's almost at a standstill. But NZTA say only 2 complaints about the traffic had been received and there was congestion before the project started. The Tucker Beach Road project is set to be completed in April next year. 2 funerals in Wanaka at the weekend highlight what the country's conservation effort has lost, in addition to the loss suffered for each individual family. Alpine Helicopters director and pilot Nick Wallace was the first to be given a send-off at the company's hangar at Wanaka Airport on Saturday. And yesterday, Department of Conservation Senior Ranger Paul Honderlink's funeral was at the same venue.
Tears and tributes flowed for pilot Nick Wallace and Senior Dock Ranger Paul Honderlink at Wanaka's airport over the weekend. Both men, along with Dock Senior Ranger Scott Theobald, died in a helicopter crash near Wanaka Airport on October the 18th. Dock Director General Lou Sanson says the men led the conservation field.
Well, you can see today it goes right back to Sir Tim Wallace and that relationship with Department of Conservation right back to 1987. We're linked at the hip. The Wallaces fundraise for conservation. The 4 boys have been instrumental in doing pest control, taking tourists into the Alps. They are part of the whole system, and yeah, it's a tragedy for us all.
Sanson says the men took huge pride in their work and were innovators in predator control.
These guys were brave. These guys both had 2 great breakthroughs. The Judith goat technology, a GPS around a tar or a goat neck, and the conservation dogs.
They were planning to shoot a high number of tahr in the Landsborough Valley as part of the government's efforts to cull thousands of wild goats. Sanson says that's now under review.
The tower operation is suspended at the moment, but on the margins of the funerals, we've been talking to pilots and people, and we will get back into it, but we will need to think through how we do it now with the loss of two of our best, but we will keep going.
After Saturday's service, Nick Wallace's coffin was carried to a helicopter and, in tandem with a second chopper, spiralled upwards high above the airport. In Wanaka, the South Today.
Matt Zinovich has produced a powerful performance to confirm his hometown hero status on the first stage of the SBS Bank Tour of Southland. Zinovich won a three-man sprint up the main street of Lumsden to claim victory in the 170-kilometre stage from Invercargill to claim the yellow jersey. The event got underway in Invercargill yesterday with the opening team time trial prologue around Queen's Park. It was a chance for teams to stretch their legs and test their combinations ahead of a hard week of racing on the Southland roads. Today's leg saw riders pass through Thornbury, Otautau, Ojai and Nightcaps before travelling through Dipton and Castle Rock and finishing in Lumsden. Tomorrow's stages from Riverton to Te Anau. The 62nd tour of Southland finishes in Invercargill on November the 3rd. Working with the dead can be a thankless job, and after more than 2 decades of doing so, one Invercargill man has finally been recognised. Southland mortuary technician Bill Little has been awarded the Unsung Hero Award at the Southern Excellence Awards and says he fell into the job by chance.
Still loving working with the dead 23 years on, Invercargill man Bill Little has been recognised as an unsung hero for his work as a mortuary technician. It's a job he says he fell into very accidentally.
Way back in the very beginning, they were short of somebody to relieve the previous technician. He needed to take some leave, he had so much accrued, and they were desperate. And the lab manager at that stage was desperate looking for somebody, and I foolishly put my hand up and said, I'll help you out.
One of his main tasks is restoring the bodies after medical examination.
Closing the body, suturing, making it presentable so that if the family wanted to, they would be able to view their loved one before it went to the funeral director.
He says the job is satisfying on a number of levels.
It's the interaction with the families that I do have, the satisfaction knowing that it is the last thing that I can ever do for my client, and that in itself is satisfaction, and knowing that I've done my best for them and for their family.
For Little, it's become a job for life, and one he'll do for many years to come. In Invercargill, for the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, the arrival of a large container vessel to Port Chalmers heralds a significant change for Southern export services. And after 3 years' wait, a new trail at Tucker Beach finally celebrates its official opening.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Electrify NZ Dunedin sell quality European designed e-bikes with reliable componentry so that you too can wear the e-bike grin. Call in for your complimentary test ride today or book online. Find us at 249 Cumberland Street, phone 021 035 9820.
It's that time of year. It's time to get into the garden, and it's time to get your weed eater down here at the Power Garden Department at Andersons Bay Road. This year it's all about the cordless weed eater. Come down and see us at Mighty 10 Mega and we'll help you get it done right.
Be inspired with home ideas, indoor and outdoor living this weekend. For delicious food inspiration, watch our very own local master chefs in action. Tickets on sale now.
It's always really satisfying when a customer comes back after doing a purchase of outdoor furniture and knowing that we've got it done right.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making lawn care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Welcome back. Monday's arrival of the largest container vessel to visit Port Chalmers in the past 47 years heralds a significant change for Southern Export Services. Rio de Janeiro arrived at Port Chalmers this morning and is due to depart tomorrow night. It's the first of 7 ships capable of carrying nearly 6,000 20-foot shipping containers, calling at Port Chalmers every Sunday. The change from L-class to the larger Rio-class ships increases Maersk's capacity by 500 containers per week. Port Otago is expecting produce from Fonterra and Silver Fern farms to make up the bulk of exports. Last financial year, Port Otago had a 10% increase in container numbers. A new trail at Tucker Beach has been officially opened, 3 years after gaining approval from the Queenstown Lakes District Council and given to the community by Rotary Queenstown.
Running from the historic Lower Shotover Bridge to the Tucker Beach Delta, the 3.2 kilometre Rotary Club of Queenstown Tucker Beach Trail is now officially open to the public.
And it's an absolute testament to the determination of Rotary, of the Rotary Committee, and in particular John Thompson and Kerry Dunlop, who bring this project to fruition for the benefit of our community. So thanks so much to those guys.
The trail runs across a combination of dock and privately owned land. Residents and supporters gathered at the start of the track over the weekend for the official opening and to get the first taste of the new trail. More than 3 years since organisers of the project first took a walk down the proposed path.
In August 2015, a team of Rotarians struggled through a jungle of overgrowth and negotiated some rocky terrain to assess the merit of developing a track from the old Shotover Bridge to Tucker Beach.
Following that struggle, an approach was made to council and approval was finally given to proceed. The completed trail has been given to the community to mark 75 years of Rotary's involvement in the Wakatipu. Mayor Jim Bolt says as the community grows, the trails network is becoming imperative.
We are now developing at a rate that says that we can't continue to drive motor cars for every trip that we go on. So we need alternatives, and these trails will provide that.
A total of $178,000 worth of funding was raised, with the Trails Trust hoping to link it into the existing network in Queenstown, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, Fairfield school pupils have a football coaching session with some of the world's best, and we take a look at the 16th annual Lake to Sea Trail Ride, so stay with us.
Hello, it's Jeremy down here at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay. We've got 35 different lawnmowers down in our power garden department. We've got ride-on mowers, petrol mowers, battery operated mowers, push mowers. Did you know we've even got a robot, a little robot lawnmower that pops out during the day when you're at work or play. It'll pop out and mow your lawn. So come down and see me, Jeremy, down in the power garden department at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay Road, where we'll help you get it done right first time.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, his Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
Be inspired with home ideas, indoor and outdoor living this weekend. For delicious food inspiration, watch our very own local master chefs in action. Tickets on sale now.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
For more than 50 years, Roslyn Mowers and Heating have been selling and servicing quality lawn mowers and outdoor power equipment. Bring your mower, chainsaw, garden equipment in for repair or service and you go in the draw to win a Husqvarna petrol line trimmer. See you in store soon.
I just like it. It's something that you can see the fruits of your own labour. You put it right now, you don't have as much to do at Christmas. You come see me, Derek, in the garden department and then we get it done right.
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Thanks for staying with us. Criminals continue to target properties in Mornington, prompting police to remind residents to secure their belongings. Police say there have been more thefts and break-ins at the weekend. They say tools are being stolen from building sites and cars are being broken into, with cash and other items like laptops being taken. The latest thefts follow a similar theme, so there could be a person or group targeting the area. Any suspicious activity in the area should be reported to police immediately. Pupils at Fairfield School have enjoyed world-class football coaching as part of New Zealand's Healthiest Schools Challenge. The aim of the challenge is to build healthy habits into daily life, and organisers are hoping a visit from one of the England Premier League glamour clubs will do the trick.
Tottenham Hotspur international development coach Anton Blackwood having his work cut out for him today at Fairfield Primary School. He's in the country as part of the Healthiest Schools Challenge.
So essentially the aim is to come in and give the children some information around nutrition,
and how to optimize the food that they intake, and also deliver exercise and football sessions.
The 6-week nationwide challenge is backed by insurance company AIA, the lead sponsor of EPL club Spurs. Blackwood says one of their key messages is around nutrition.
The first thing would be to try and eat good, so to try and have a good balanced diet, and we're saying to the kids today about trying to eat the rainbow, so making your plates colourful, so lots of different colours, because hopefully then you'll get the vegetable that a lot of children obviously miss out on.
Over 50,000 children are set to take part in the challenge, with $50,000 worth of sports grants available to schools. And while football was on the agenda today, Blackwood says the whole idea is to get kids active.
First of all, there's a natural passion for sport, so everyone knows the All Blacks, so in England, they're well followed, they're well documented, so I think sometimes it doesn't have to necessarily be football that dominates, but as long as children have a sporting background, then especially at a young age, then they're able to cross over.
New Zealand's Healthier Schools Challenge runs for the next 4 weeks in Dunedin, the south today.
A crowd of almost 900 motorcyclists took part in a day-long off-road excursion south of Dunedin. The 16th annual Lake to Sea trail ride saw riders on off-road and quad bikes travel from just north of Milton to the sea at Toko Mouth and back.
880 riders of trail, enduro and quad bikes departing from behind Milton Prison into the hills and towards the coast and back. The main trail is over 120 kilometres long, with a slightly shorter trail aimed at younger and beginner riders.
It's a family activity we can all do. We've all got our own bikes, we all get out there and do it.
Over 30 marshals help the riders along the way, with the emphasis on having fun rather than making the best time. The course traversed 3 different forest companies and 15 farms. At Crystals Beach there was a refuel and meal break. Then, after riding south along the beach, they headed back inland near Toko Mouth. Weather and track conditions were much better than on some previous years, and riders enjoyed their day.
It was pretty good. It was quite dry compared to other years, so yeah, it wasn't too technical.
I loved the day. It was good fun, yeah.
The main trail featured side tracks for those craving extra off-road excitement, which did make for some potential confusion.
It was pretty good overall, but a couple places probably just need a wee bit more light marking for the different tracks.
At $50 per adult and $30 for those under 15, the event raised funds for the Milton area, with Tokomariro High School as the main beneficiary. In Milton, for the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Police recover 2 bodies in search for missing divers in the Catlins after 2 days of searching. 2 funerals in Wanaka at the weekend highlight what the country's conservation effort has lost, in addition to the loss suffered by each individual family. And working with the dead can be a thankless job, and after more than 2 decades of doing so, one Invercargill man is finally being recognised. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Phil Somerville. I see a photo there.
Yes, you do. A wee while ago we had the meatless sausage, if that's not a contradiction in terms, and this time we have the vegan meatless mince that's being produced in Dunedin.
It really does look like mince.
It does. So yeah, I guess the test is in the eating. We've got more on that terrible, tragic diving tragedy in the Catlins. Another a story from Dunedin, 150 parking places, some in the Vogel Street area and some down near the museum, Great King Street and Cumberland Street, are being changed from free parking to paid parking rather than time restrictions. So that's, I guess, that's part of because of the pressure on those places. Maybe it'll make them easier to find parks, maybe not.
Maybe people might need to start using the cycleways and get on their bikes.
Yes. Oamaru, there was the funeral from the hit and run the other day, and on the travel pages it's about islands. One story is about the island of Vis, which is off Croatia, which is where the Mamma Mia sequel was filmed. It's just a small island and obviously a really interesting and nice place to go. And then Bruce Munro, our feature writer, has spent some time in Fiji, including a few idyllic days on Tropica Island. I just read that before I came here, and yes, he certainly had a nice and luxurious time.
Wonderful, and that's perfect, the perfect entry into the weather, as we'd like to be away somewhere hot. So now it's time to have a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Tonight's southern viewers of the New Zealand flag proudly flying above the former Cadbury factory who moved all its production offshore. Looking at the situation, a cold Tuesday ahead, but with rain clearing and strong southerlies slowly easing. More showers and colder southwesterly changes are on the way later in the week. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect wet conditions and a high of 17 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson is rainy with a high of 17 degrees, and it's similar for Blenheim, but slightly warmer on 16. And to Canterbury, a cloudy day for Kaikoura with a high of 16 degrees. Christchurch and Ashburton are also a bit grey with a 17-degree high for both of you. Looking at the southern towns, Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore are in for decreasing southwesterlies, with a change to fine weather and 9-degree highs for all of you. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes area, expect fresh southerlies with rain or showers clearing and highs of 8 in Wanaka, Alexandra and Queenstown. Tiana, you're the warmest of these centres with a high of 9 degrees with a change to fine weather. Looking at the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru can expect gusty southerlies, rain and a high of 10 degrees for both of you. Fresh southerlies rain clearing for Omarama and Twizel with light winds and a high of 8 degrees. And in Dunedin, rain tonight with colder southwesterlies freshening with an overnight low of 6. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, a few sunny periods sneak in at times during the day, cool with light easterlies, a high of 9 and a very chilly low of 1. It seems like winter's returning. Sunny periods at first on Wednesday, but cloud increases and showers develop during the afternoon, a high of 13 degrees and a low of 7. And in Invercargill, showers tonight with an overnight low of 5. Showers clearing tomorrow with sunny periods increasing during the afternoon, a high of 9 and a low of 2. Fine at first on Wednesday, but cloud increases and some rain will develop during the afternoon, looking at a high of 13 degrees and a low of 9. That wraps up our news for this Monday. For the latest news from the Southern region, head online and follow us on Facebook, YouTube and at channel39.co.nz, as well as odt.co.nz. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.